So first of all, the cost estimate from last year, we haven't seen this year's, was $300,000. We have offered budget cuts that will more than pay for that. And we also understand from a realistic viewpoint and from the experience of other states that that cost estimate itself is outrageously high.
Also, to follow up here, how deep does this go? You said put checks online. Will public employees' checks that are paychecks be subject to being online? A teacher, a police officer?
You know, right now those are subject to FOIA. I mean, they're publicly available if you were willing to do the work to go get them. The bill that we have in the Senate does not go to that level. It goes to departmental spending and program spending. We want to get down to every activity of government is the level we're aiming at. There's always still FOIA, but what the idea here is you can get from Virginia Data Point now a check. You can find that $32.18 was used to buy gas on Braddock Road on December 4th. You don't know who bought it, you don't know where they were going, you don't know why they were there, you don't know what department they were in. Well, actually, you can figure out what department they were in, but that's it. It gives you no context. This bill will allow you to do, through 4 clicks, what now takes me 4 FOIAs. There's a small group of people in Virginia, and it is bipartisan, that control the information that is used to run this state, budget-wise. And they have no particular interest in inconveniencing themselves by being bothered with a whole bunch of other opinions on what they ought to do. And, you know, and now the same people understand that there's a certain degree of openness that is necessary in government, but that's the conflict. That's the conflict. Especially in this day and age, information is power. And that's true in the political arena as much as it is anywhere else. And the people who have it, you know, have an interest in keeping it. And by keeping it, I mean keeping it harbored so only they have it. Because then they have a huge advantage over the rest of us. You know, if you ask me, Cuccinelli, what are you going to cut? What are my resources to go answer that question versus Senator Colgan is the chairman of the Finance Committee. He has rather extraordinary resources at his disposal to go answer that question. Now, he is the chairman of the Finance Committee, but nonetheless, I represent 200,000 people as well. And my folks deserve the same level of representation that his get. So that is where I would expect the resistance to come from, as well as any of the groups who would rather not anyone even know that they're being paid by government. But there's plenty of those, and they lobby. But we'll see who comes out on this. This is one of those that I believe if we don't get it this year, we'll be back next year, we'll be back the year after that. This is one of those things that the logic for it is so overwhelming that it will be achieved at some point. It will be achieved at some point. The question is when, and the sooner the better for the people of Virginia.
You asked the question about how much this is going to cost. There's a document on the Tertium Quids website that looks at what other states have done. There are 6 states, 5 of whom allocated no money for this to be done. 6th one that did it for $39,000.